He was reading at night when he suddenly noticed a mosquito buzzing right next to his ear. Annoyed, she tried to swat it, then noticed something under the peeling wallpaper, as if something odd was hidden there. He wanted to lift the paper to see inside, but a sudden noise came from the window. To check if someone had come in, Mary slowly went downstairs to look. It turned out the window was just left open, so she closed it without a second thought. But as she turned to go back to the bedroom, something eerie happened. The window behind her opened by itself. She had no choice but to shut it again. But the next second, what was strange was, her sister had been outside the window a moment ago, so how was she suddenly inside the house? So, Mary asked when her sister came downstairs, but her sister said she had been standing there all along. Before Mary could react, she noticed a shadow flicker in her brother's room. Thinking someone unwanted was inside, she carefully opened the door. Luckily, only her brother, who could not move, was there. No one else was in the room. Mary finally relaxed a little. She planned to take her sister upstairs to rest, but suddenly heard an alarm from her brother's room. Her mother rushed in at the sound and saw his heart rate dropping fast. Frightened, she gave him an injection, then started chest compressions and breathing support. But unfortunately, his heartbeat still stopped. To keep their mother from despair, Mary blurted out a few words.
Come on. It's over. That's what you want, isn't it? That's what God would want.
Which earned her a hard slap, but because of that slap, her brother's heartbeat suddenly returned to normal, as if he did not mind his sister taking the blame. Watching their mother happily hold her son in her arms, Mary stomped upstairs to rest. Her sister wanted a hug from him too, but the next second he suddenly opened his eyes, which startled Lisa. Their mother was overjoyed, because it meant her son John might soon wake up. They thought the strange events were over, but the next morning when Mary woke up, she was shocked to see her brother's figure in the mirror. But when she turned around, she only saw her mother walking toward her. With so many odd things happening, Lisa began to suspect something was wrong with this new house. To test her suspicion, she searched for information about the place and learned it had a dark past. 40 years ago, a disturbed person caused the loss of 6 family members here. In the decades after that, people reported strange happenings. When she got home, Mary asked her mother if she knew anything about the house. Her mother said it was only rumor, nothing to believe. Looking at the odd wallpaper peeling in her room, Mary decided to tear it all down. To her surprise, she found a reddish stain on the bedroom wall, said to be traces left from the tragedy long ago. Thinking about living in a place with such a past, Mary felt a chill run across her scalp, so she went to bed early. But just after she drifted off, she faintly felt her sister had climbed onto her bed. Half asleep, she told her to go back to her room. Then she felt a damp patch on the sheets, which startled Mary. But the mark vanished a moment later. Before she could react, she saw the figure from the old case appear before her. Then she suddenly woke from her sleep. It had only been a nightmare. Soon classmates heard that Mary was living in a notorious house. Looking for a thrill, they came over at night, planning to watch a scary movie there for courage. But just as the movie got exciting, the power suddenly tripped. With no choice, they went to the basement to reset the breaker. Right then, Mary's mother appeared. The blanket on her son's body had fallen to the floor. She thought Mary's friends had done it and sent them all out of the house. But Mary clearly remembered her classmates had not entered her brother's room. Worried he might have gotten chilled, their mother called a doctor to check on him the next day. But the doctor thought he saw a small grub on the sheet, which made him feel something was very wrong. He moved John slightly to look and imagined many bugs on his back. Fortunately, it was only a brief illusion. Even so, the doctor refused to continue. He said the house felt very unsettling and left without another word. From that moment on, the strange events became more and more frequent.